90.5 WASU. Welcome into the morning app. I'm Joshua Kornmeyer here with Howie C., Taylor Ann, and Kristen. How are you three this morning?
Oh, I am just lovely on this lovely Wednesday morning.
You know, I have
to do it every show now because Kristen brings it up, so I have to do it every
fight
show.
The power.
I'm not going to lie, I'm struggling this morning.
Honestly, I'm just glad I'm not in bed this morning. I have been sick since the day after my birthday. And today I was like, you know what? Screw being sick, you're going to be better. And I did feel better, but I'm still not 100%, but I'm just glad that whatever I had is about to be gone.
Yeah.
I just hope you're not contagious still.
I'm not. I don't have a fever.
Kristen is
and
such a
I think
germaphobe.
a fever is like, the contagious state of being sick.
I am a germaphobe, okay? It's flu season. I think I wash my hands at least 5 times a day right now.
Well, you also have to be careful about washing your hands too much.
What?
Yeah, Kristen.
I'm sorry?
Because, they say people who, wash your hands all the time are actually more prone because you're not being exposed to enough bacteria
there you go.
that fights off illnesses.
Nope, this is false. Actually,
Not
it's
true.
antibacterial soap and hand sanitizer that's bad for you. It's not washing your hands too much because there's soap out there that is not antibacterial. When they have antibacterial soap, people are like, oh, that's better for you. But actually, it eliminates the good bacteria,
How
too.
much soap would you say that we consume is antibacterial?
Probably 95% of it.
Aha!
Like, honestly, because all the stuff in the public restrooms is antibacterial.
Yeah.
So that stuff's actually bad for you. But if you wash your hands with normal soap, that's not going to, harm you or keep you away from the good bacteria.
95% of the time, you being a germaphobe is hurting you.
Probably. But
Yeah, because you need to let your body fight off the germs, And if you're just like, I'm gonna wash my hands all the time. Well, I mean, you should wash your hands all the time, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That you can't build up that immune system.
okay, yeah, but see, my immune system has always been bad. Ever since I've got to
Well, whose fault is
college.
that?
No, I'm serious. Ever since I got to college, I get sick once a month. So I think that I would rather get rid of the good bacteria and use antibacterial soap and get sick maybe twice a semester than every single month like I used to. So it's helping me. I've noticed it helps me.
You want to know
Alcoholism.
something weird? So my aunt, she's a germaphobe, and she uses hand sanitizer literally 20 times a day.
Yeah, it's bad for you.
She said that she works for the government. She had to get her fingerprints done. When you work for the government, you apparently have to get that done.
Mm-hmm.
She had no fingerprints because the Germex has burned off her fingertips.
Are you serious?
Because she used it so much.
No way.
That's what I was told.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you hear that, criminals?
It could-
If you don't have that's a scene,
Just burn off
Germex is
your
the key.
fingertips. I was like, wait, that's even possible? Just over time, it degraded.
Ew,
And I
that's
was
so
like,
weird. I don't
that's
like that.
Absolutely terrifying. But at the same time, at least she's safe if she gets in trouble,
She's healthy. We can't identify her, but she's
Hey,
healthy.
I love my aunt, but she's crazy. She's good. She's good.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so how did you guys get up this morning? What was the first thing you did?
Looked at my phone.
Cried. I mean, looked at my phone.
Yeah, sighed.
That's so
But
bad for you.
looked
Did
at
you
my phone.
really?
Yeah, because I have my alarm, so I have to, go to my phone and turn my alarm off, so then I can get out.
And then you have to go through Instagram because you turned your alarm off, and then you have to go to Facebook.
Yeah, because I was like, I normally, this is how I do. I set my alarm for 5 minutes ahead of when I'm getting up and actually getting ready so that I can lay in bed for a second. Like, okay, you can do this. It's Wednesday, you can do it. And that's me. So, yeah, I'll get on Twitter, Instagram in between that time, but yeah.
Okay. Well, so I tried this morning because I didn't want to come into the show and talk about it without having tried it. But instead of drinking coffee first thing in the morning, scientists say that the best trick actually is to just drink a huge glass of cold water.
Have you not known that?
To wake you up and stuff.
Okay, don't act like you've known this.
Yes, I have. That is the number one thing scientists tell you for waking up early in the morning.
Cold
Does no one know that?
I feel like I've never heard that.
What?
Yeah, this is not like public discourse. Not everybody's going around
Yeah.
talking about cold water over here.
Really, by the water cooler, you're not talking about how if you drink a glass of water every morning you wake up?
We don't have a water cooler here at the office.
It's not the
Also,
1900s.
I have heard a study say that cold water is actually just bad for you in general because it shocks your system.
Yeah,
Like,
it
if it's
shocks you
ice
and wakes you
cold,
up.
They said warm temperature water is actually better for you.
Oh
I just
my
heard a cup of
gosh.
water. You can have it cold or warm. I just know a cup
I
of
feel
water
like
every
warm's
morning
more
wakes you up.
soothing, too.
But soothing, that'll put you back to sleep. The whole point of the cold water is to wake you up, to shock your
To stun
system,
you?
like coffee, like caffeine.
But they say, but wouldn't it be healthier if you like are naturally waking up? So if you're waking up slower?
No, yeah, definitely.
Well,
but
yeah.
who's gonna wake up 2 hours before 5 a.m. to wake up slowly? You know, like
I used to do that in high school, actually.
right, good
I woke up a lot earlier than I should have to try and mentally prepare for my day.
it's definitely the better option. But
Yeah.
I mean, I get up at 6:30 already. If I want to wake up slowly, I have to be
Yeah.
getting up at 5:30, which means I have to be in bed by 8. Get out of here! Not gonna happen. But yeah, so they say the trick is cold water. I tried it, and
Did it work?
yeah, I thought it did.
Really? You
I
just
mean,
said you were struggling this morning.
well, not with waking up, with just like normal
life.
daily
Life.
tasks.
Yeah.
But
Just honing in on you.
No, I do think water works. My water bottle's empty this morning, so it hasn't helped me because I haven't drank any. But I think there's something to all that drinking water in the morning. I personally like showers. I mean, the hardest part though is here in Boone. It's so cold outside that I struggle really early to take a shower. I did
Yeah.
this morning and it was terrible.
I almost refuse to do it because it's like, especially for me, it takes like hours for my hair to dry. If I don't
Right.
use a blow dryer, I'm not gonna walk outside with it being below freezing and sick and having literally my hair will freeze by the time I walk from my car to the building.
Yeah.
See, with girls, I think though,
Ah.
showering at night versus morning is not whether you want to or not. It does depend on your hair. I shower at night because I'm not going to use a blow dryer and take an extra 30 minutes in the morning.
I personally love a blow dryer and it does not take 30
Oh my
minutes.
gosh.
I
No.
love
Do
blow
you
dryers.
literally use a blow dryer?
I wish I did. It's not socially acceptable, but I wish I
Honestly,
did.
no one knows though if you
I
do
know.
it or not.
You're right.
Shoot your shot, man.
Someone
You could
buy me a
say
blow- someone
socially it
buy
might
me a
not
blow
be
dryer.
acceptable, but do you do it?
No,
And,
I
you
don't.
know
I
what
wish.
mean?
When I go to a hotel, if they have a blow dryer, I definitely do use it because it
I
feels amazing.
see no shame in a guy using a blow dryer.
See, I don't either, but
Who says that?
the bullies will pick on me.
Well, they're picking on you already, Josh. Just
Well,
use your
so
blow
why
dryer.
give them more? Why give them more
Use
ammo,
that blow
Kristen?
dryer, Josh. Use it.
I say go for it.
Yeah, I say go for
I
it too.
think it depends.
Well, yeah, you
If
wear
you're
a hat all
doing
the
it for
time. Howard.
volume as a man, I understand.
What? I
But-
think that's weirder. I think Josh just wants to use it to dry his hair fast.
That and it feels really good.
Dries fast, like it's.
It does help
short.
volume though. It does.
Guys don't care about volume, though, do they? I don't even care
I
about
don't
volume,
care.
and I'm a girl.
It depends what length my hair is. Sometimes it's too volumey.
Oh my gosh,
I mean-
voluminous.
I mean, do you see my hair?
That's a
He
better
said
word.
volumey. Oh my gosh.
Like, do you see my hair? I don't care about
No, I
volume.
don't. You wear a hat. The
Do you
whole
have
time.
hair? Yeah,
And
you
I
always
do.
wear hats.
I do have hair.
If you use the blow
Okay, you know, all
dryer,
right. Here, we're gonna end the debate. Okay, here's my hair. Here's my hair. Look, it's been exposed to the real world. This is my hair, but I didn't really brush it this morning, so
Would
I'm putting
you-
it back on.
Would you use a
would
blow
you-
dryer?
Yeah, come on.
I mean, I don't necessarily think my hair requires that, so
But
I
it
wouldn't
feels
really
real
use
good.
one. It feels good, but
Oh my god.
I mean,
It's really warm. Like, okay, you
no,
know.
I wouldn't use it. That's on you, Josh. That's all on you.
Well, you know what? If you're a guy and you want to use a hair dryer, I'm all for it.
I
If
mean-
someone buys me a hair dryer, I'll use it. But
I think if you're not using one because of social norms, that's stupid.
oh, probably.
I think if you want to use something, you use it. But if you're using it for the right reasons.
Yes.
What would be the right reasons here?
To
Yeah, exactly.
style your hair and dry it.
Yeah, there you
See,
go.
but see, glass of water and a hair dryer might wake you up every morning.
Am I?
Honestly, yeah, it's so loud when you're blow drying your hair.
It might wake up everyone else in
gosh.
the morning too.
That's a wake up call.
It's a wake up call. But
Yeah.
actually, there's one trick for waking up in the mornings, listening to us on the morning app
Ooh.
every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. When we come up after the break, we're going to have Would You Rather, one of my favorite games. It's Mockingbird, Carly Simon, James Taylor on the app.
And now back to your favorite morning talk show, The Morning App, on 90.5 WASU. 8:15 on this lovely Wednesday morning, the last day in January, because it feels like January seriously lasted 3 months.
Wait, is
really?
it? What day is today?
Today's the
31st.
What? Oh, okay. This is crazy.
Wait, do we not have a 30? Oh, today's 31st.
Do we now have a 32nd?
What? This is news to me.
Why doesn't it keep going?
I thought you said 30th. I don't know.
Man, it's almost February then March. This is crazy. It's going too fast.
Guys, it's almost
blink
Christmas.
your eyes. Blink your
It's
eyes.
almost Christmas again. Yay.
Hey, I'm fine with that. Let's fast
Santa.
forward to Christmas.
Okay, well, would you rather it be summer break or Christmas break?
Christmas break, easy. It's not even a debate.
I don't. Ooh. Okay, no, I'll say winter
that's
break. I'll
hard.
say winter break.
Listen, we have neither anymore. Both are done for us.
Yeah.
We will never have a summer break or a December break again.
Please don't say that out loud.
So I guess that question was a self question for me. I'd personally like Christmas break. I think
Wait,
better.
yeah, you're right. We're not gonna have a summer break before we get a job.
No,
That's
no.
not
We might have
Hopefully
a
not,
break
knock on
before we get
wood.
a job. Hopefully not. Hopefully we're all right out of the gate when we graduate. We're going to be working.
You
But
poor
Hey,
it's
it's fine. We have a spring break.
jobless adults.
yeah.
Okay, that's
Okay, I'll
right,
say
you're
spring
right.
break. Can that be an option?
Sure.
Okay, spring break.
Spring break last year.
Awesome. Colorado.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
I mean, it's only like a week, but okay.
Wait, do you guys know what you're doing for spring break yet?
Yeah, no, I'm not doing anything. I spent way too much money last spring break, so I'm gonna go home and hang out with my parents.
Yeah. I'm going on a cruise, actually.
Where are you going?
Going to the Bahamas. Holla.
Hey, I'm going on a cruise too.
Are you going Carnival?
Yes,
No way.
but I'm going to Mexico.
Oh, why did you hype me up like that?
I'm sorry.
I'm
it was
hurt.
exciting.
We're going separate
I'm
directions.
so hurt.
What
Okay,
about you, Jeff?
but December break is the best because Christmas, number one. Number two, it's only a month, so you're not at home with your parents for 3 months where you start to fight and argue,
I don't know. Some
right?
of us like our parents, Kristen.
Oh. No, I love my parents, but going back and living with them after living on your own for 4 years, it's tough. It is tough.
It
No
is. It's
denial
really
about
hard.
that, right?
I mean, it's
I
free
agree.
food.
No, it is, and that's great.
This is
But
true.
you also gain so much more weight
You
because you
do.
have a consistent meal
Yeah,
every
I
day.
know.
Oh my.
At least 3 times a day, whereas up here sometimes I don't get that.
Right.
I sleep through my meals.
No, but really though.
All right, we're going to play our favorite game of Would You Rather. I got some interesting ones here today. And first off, would you rather be the first person to explore a planet or be the inventor of a drug that cures a deadly disease?
Inventor of a drug. to
Yeah.
cure
Yeah.
disease.
Yeah.
I say inventor of a
What?
drug.
Yeah.
Because, we've been to the moon. They're already planning to go to Mars. And it's kind of hard to get anywhere else besides Mars. Mars is pretty hard
Well,
itself.
we're not saying what's hard here. We're saying would you rather be the first person? So throw everything logic out the window.
You've already done it.
You can
Technically.
explore a first person to explore a planet. You could explore Jupiter.
Nah.
Be
I'm
the
good.
first person.
As cool as that sounds, I think that I'd rather have a drug that cures
I'd
deadly
rather
disease.
save lives than be known for finding out something cool.
Well, I'm glad you said that, Taylor. And because, think about it, our planet is dying. So, if you were to explore another planet and find out that it is habitable, then,
Oh my god.
then you would be able to save millions more
Okay.
lives than before.
Okay,
But
that's a
this
fair
is-
point.
No, this
But
is not
that-
a fair point because that's not a factor in
Yeah.
it. You're literally just going to Jupiter. What if it's not inhabitable? Then you're doing nothing. You're just putting your name on a plaque and
True.
calling it a day. If you
True.
invent a
There's a
drug,
chance.
you're going to save lives. Also,
Actually,
space scares
You're
me.
putting your name
so-
on a flag, putting it in the ground on the planet that you just marked as your own.
But
It's not your own.
Cornmeyer
planet.
You don't own a planet if you step on it. It's
people are
not how the
happy.
world works, okay?
yeah.
But also, I'm scared of space and rockets and all those kind of things. So I'm gonna cure
Figures.
some disease.
Yeah. I mean, we've already discovered so many planets and they're not inhabitable. Or how you would say
I
it.
hate that word
Habitable.
right now.
The
You
candy
know, so if
habitable.
you think about it, like just because you find a planet doesn't mean it's going to be livable. And even if it is, it's going to take even longer to try and get us developed to the point where we can live on the planet.
Yeah, also, too, you're going to only be helping the people that can afford to go to that planet.
Praise.
Not if we make it affordable.
Well, that wasn't a part. That's not a
That
factor.
we make it
now,
affordable.
You're
now
adding
you're
all
like,
these factors that were not in the question.
yeah. Now you're making this whole storyline. But
I just want to be Matt Damon from The Martian and explore a planet and make it my own.
Oh,
and
man.
be, I think he called himself a pirate. I'd be a pirate and I'd own that planet.
okay, I can't blame you for wanting to be Matt Damon. That's fine. But
That's
Fair
true.
enough.
Everyone does. Okay. Would you rather be able to use search engines or unable, or okay, would you rather be unable to use search engines or unable to use social media?
Search
Social media.
engines or social media.
Social media, yeah.
yeah.
I figured a lot of you guys would pick social media.
I
But
would
for
say
Howie,
I would say no to search engines because you could probably find something that you want on social media too
You think?
without having a search engine. Yeah,
for
more
all
likely.
your homework.
But you
Yeah.
can't
For
can't
those
search
crazy questions.
through your social media.
You can do it on Twitter. You can search through like just old tweets. So if you just search there, you say,
But you
"Hey,
have to start at one tweet and look at one that's connected to that because you can't like search Josh's page. You have to like type in Josh and know Josh's name. Can you even do that?
yeah, you can."
That's
you
a
can do
search
that.
engine.
I don't even know my
Okay,
name.
so my theory
it's
here,
kind of a
right?
search engine, yeah.
Like if you say social media, then you can use all the tasks of that
Yeah,
social media,
that's what I
which is
would
the
think.
search bar. So that's fine. I think that's fine because
Yes.
SEO is actually totally different from that. That's just, that's not search engine optimization. So like
Yeah.
he means I think like Google or who uses anything else really.
Yahoo.
Google.
Bing.
Nobody uses Bing, nobody uses Yahoo. So
Yeah, no. Everyone like changes that default right when they
Safari.
get it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
or
so-
Safaris, yeah.
honestly, searching like on Google has helped me a lot. And I think that that's actually, yes, in a way, we're in like this place where we have information overflow, so we don't really know things, but I think it is helping you learn certain things. Whereas social media is just, it doesn't help anybody really. No.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Well, I think if it's like if you're saying just Google or Bing, I would still say social media because you can still find it in social media. Because there's things that I've looked on Twitter for, like old tweets. Just in general, it's like old tweets. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I can search this and it'll come up. If you want to find some information in particular, you can find it on Facebook or Twitter. It just takes a little bit more digging through, but it's possible. That's what I say.
I knew you'd pick social media.
Yes,
I
I
knew you
can't
wouldn't
stay
let me
away.
down. I got another one, more specifically towards Howie.
Ooh.
Because
Aw.
let's see if you let us down. This is good, but Howie's going to really think about this one. Would you rather give up watching TV movies for a year or give up playing games for a year?
TV. TV's gone.
I wanted that. Yeah, I knew you'd pick that.
Actually, I don't know. It's because I play video games all the time, but every now and then I do like to sit down and watch Netflix, a new show, or something like that. So,
I give
no,
up games.
I'll get rid of TV.
Now,
100%.
when I mean playing games as well, I mean like board games, like
That
all
I was
games.
just about to ask that question.
Well, I don't even play them anyway.
Wow, you're fun.
now. So yeah,
Board
they're still gone.
games?
Yeah, I mean, I play them, but I haven't played them recently, like in a long time.
Does
so.
this include drinking games?
Yes.
Oh. Oh.
Game
This
changer.
is all games.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh, games. Oh,
I
even
mean,
mind
I'm sure-
games?
I'm
We
sure it
can't play
doesn't
mind
mean-
games?
Can't play mind games.
I'm sure the original question probably doesn't mean all games, but I'm going to make it all games.
Yeah, let's make it difficult.
Yeah.
So that means our prank war would have to cease.
That's not a game. That's an actual war.
Fair enough.
That means something. Kristen.
No, I'm sticking with it. TV's gone. It's out of here for a
I
year.
wouldn't be able to do it.
For 1 year.
Yeah.
Okay, it's gone. That's fine.
TV/movies, yeah.
I would
That's
say
fine.
games. That's games.
Yeah.
No.
Guys,
How dare
I
you?
don't know.
You don't even watch TV.
I don't know, but I think that I have concluded that I watch that
Wait.
more than I actually play games.
Yeah, then again, you don't play games.
Yeah,
So, I
so-
mean, what do you actually do?
I would say TV, but since I've been sick recently, I've realized how important TV is when you just want to mind numb yourself. So I'm gonna say games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd give up
hard.
games. TV's where it's at. I can be in my own little wonderland. Well, on the other side of the break, we're going to talk about people who are in their own little wonderland in celebrities here on the Morning App.
Morning App on 90.5 WASU and WASUradio.com.
It is currently 8:32 this morning, and I'm so glad you guys are joining us here on the Morning App. All right, Howie, let us know, what is the weather going to be like today in Boone?
Oh, yeah. So it's currently 19, but today's high is going to be 42. It's going to be a low of 30. Tomorrow's high is going to be 51.
Wait,
It's
did you just say
currently
it's
19.
Currently, it's 19 degrees.
What does it feel like, though? Because whatever it is, it's always colder.
The
It
weather.
seems- It feels like 20 somehow. I don't know. I don't think that's
Lies.
correct, but it says it feels
Lies.
like
The
20.
weather's still in that teenage years.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be a little bit warmer tomorrow, but 42. It seems like that's kind of the crutch temperature now. That's what we're
does.
used to. We're used to around the 40-degree mark, but it's gonna get a little bit better until next week. Then it
No,
might
it's
snow,
not. It's
so-
going to be a blizzard next week.
Yeah.
Wait,
Can't
really?
wait. Yeah,
Yeah.
no one going to school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or
Okay, no,
Friday.
no. Don't say these things, Josh, because people are going to think you're telling the truth.
Look,
We
No.
are. Look at the weather radar.
Listen, no blizzard's coming. School's still going to happen. There's just predictions, okay, of ice and rainy
Kristen,
weather.
as an
Night.
amateur meteorologist, I studied the weather, and
I'm sorry, when did you start to become an amateur meteorologist? When did this
to be
happen?
fair, honestly, everyone's an amateur everything. If you think about
I'm
it,
the weatherman.
We're all
Get out of
mediocre.
here.
Yeah, come on. What job do you have? I don't think it's weather.
I look at the little symbols on the weather app.
Jeez.
Love it.
Oh, man. Well, talking about weather and it being so cold makes me want to cozy up to my
Ooh.
boyfriend right now. But talking about that also makes me kind of hungry because when it's really cold, I just feel like eating something really warm or drinking something really warm is good.
Same.
I have this really dumb logic where I'm like, if I eat, I'll be warm. But it does not work like that.
Okay,
Just
are you
so-
sure? Because I feel like that does work.
I don't think it does, honestly.
It warms your heart.
Physical motion. Okay, anyways. Well, talking about food, I'm kind of excited to announce that Jay-Z is apparently opening a new restaurant.
Yes.
Like
okay.
what?
Exactly
I
what we
have
needed.
so many questions. Where is it going to be? What kind of food is it? When is it open?
It's a taco truck in LA. Something like
The
that.
only thing that's been confirmed yet is that he's secured the rights of a title, Havino,
Havino?
under his S. Carter Enterprise Company.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about it. They don't know the menu. They don't know what kind of food. But if they had
Classic
to guess,
Jay-Z.
they said in 2015 the couple went vegan for a little bit, and they had talked a lot about how important it is to eat plant-based foods, to take care of your own body and stuff like that.
Who, Jay-Z and Beyonce?
Yes.
Man, that couple should even still be together.
But they also said that couple's been around the world more than like anybody else, it seems like. So they have a wide variety of food that they've tried that they can intake into this restaurant.
Interesting.
And if they had to guess, there's definitely going to be alcohol involved.
Was that a question?
Yes.
And they said when the couple was touring, On the Run Cocktail was their VIP guest. Received that drink whenever they were in their VIP section. So they were like, that's the only thing we can tell you that's probably going to be on the menu
Really?
for cocktails.
Interesting.
Taylor, Aaron, you're making this so hard to not just bash Jay-Z over and over again for him cheating on Beyonce. Like, I have so many quims there.
Look.
Missed opportunities.
Okay. The topic is food, Josh.
I know.
The topic is
Yeah.
food.
Okay, come on. Don't
Fine.
be a Debbie Downer over there.
Food will be good.
Now,
Food's always good.
I'm pretty sure that it's going to be in New York because that's where Jay-Z is from. More than likely, it'll be in New York. So if he is vegan, him and Beyonce are vegan, I wonder if it's going to be just healthy stuff because I want some good old school like soul food from Jay-Z.
I
That's
don't
what I
think
want.
they still are vegan. I think
Okay.
they went through a phase where they went vegan, but they just wanted to take care of themselves for a while and want to, say how important it is that we need to remember to do that.
Yeah.
Wait, back it up. Can we just remember Howie's face when he said healthy? He looked so disgusted. He was like, is this going to be healthy food? Because I don't want
If
that.
it's healthy food, if it's all vegan, that's not what I eat, man. That's not what I eat. Props to you if you do it, but I can't do it. I gotta have
No, I'm
some
not giving
soul
props.
food.
No
That's what I
props.
want.
You know what? I thought that too. My entire life, I was like, screw eating healthy. Like, I'd rather die young and live a happy food life. But I did a detox in September, August, where I literally, you would think I wasn't eating anything, because it was pretty much like a paleo diet, or the caveman's diet, where you eat nothing but strictly vegetables and like 100% organic food and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I didn't have dairy, gluten, soy, sugars, nothing like that. And it was actually a lot better than I thought it would be. I was like, people just don't know how to flavor their food with spices anymore.
Yeah.
We just use salt and pepper and think that it should taste amazing, and that's
No.
not how it works. I was like, I learned a lot about cooking in general because of being on that detox. I was like, I have no idea the stuff I'm putting in my stomach. Now that I'm like eating normal again, I was like, I got sick the first time I went to McDonald's. And
Oh, yeah.
I was
I
like,
think everyone does.
what is the food that we're putting in our bodies? Like nacho cheese? What is that yellow stuff? It hardens.
Amazingness.
I think Taylor is kind of like the spokesperson for healthy meals now. She's like, what is nacho cheese? What is it?
I mean, it's amazing. Don't get me wrong. I still go to Taco Bell and get it.
Now that's where you're going wrong.
But I'm more picky about what I do and don't put in my body, because the energy that changed, my weight loss that I had, like it changed everything in my life. And I was like, it's just kind of sad that you have to be rich to be healthy.
It's
And
not true, though. That's not true. I hate when people say
feels
that.
that way.
Nope, not true. Listen, people just are picky, and they are like, oh, we need... The reason people are like, oh, you have to be healthy, you have to be rich to be healthy, is because rich people go on these crazy diets where they're like, no gluten or quinoa, we need these things, we need these expensive apple cider vinegar shots.
Is that an impression?
No. Like, no. Honestly, normal fruit and vegetables at the grocery store, even at Walmart, are not that expensive. They're really not.
in the produce area.
They're really not. When you compare how much volume of food you can get for produce, when you compare it to a bag of chips, like I personally eat. I try to eat mostly fruit and vegetables and meat, and my budget has not changed. Honestly, when I would buy crap food, I think I spent more because you're not getting full.
When you go to Wendy's and you get a 4 for $4, I can get
good deal.
4 bell peppers for the same price as a meal that can feed 2 people at Wendy's.
Can the 4 for $4 really feed 2 people though?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah, I
me.
could.
Not
Chicken
me.
nuggets and
I
fries.
ate the whole
and fries.
thing.
Okay, I eat the whole thing, but
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm not saying we do
That,
share
that 4 for 4 is
the
gone in 4 minutes.
meal.
Okay, bell
You know what I
peppers.
mean?
Sure, bell peppers are expensive, but broccoli isn't. Asparagus isn't. I mean, there's certain health foods that are more expensive, but you're getting more volume of food for your price, and you're getting full. With the Wendy's 4 for $4, that's instant carbs that are going to burn through you. You're not getting
Well,
full.
I just find it difficult because, like, I'll use a whole onion and a whole pepper when I cook for dinner at night. And that, I mean, I think in the long run, you're completely right. But up front, I just like to take the time to cook it and to just, like, be able to, like, spend in bulk. I think that's the other thing that is a misconception. It seems expensive because when you go grocery shopping, you're going to spend $50 to $100 at one time. Whereas if I'm eating junk food, I'm going and spending $5 here, $10 there, and it seems not as expensive, but it adds up.
Yeah.
So I think that's the other misconstruction.
What?
Miscommunication, misconstruction,
Conception?
conception.
Guys, what are you saying? I'm trying to say misconstruing.
Habitable.
That's not a word.
Misconstrution.
Is that a word?
When you misconstrued something.
It might be.
I really don't think that's a word. That sounds like a bakery item.
Guys! It's not, you're thinking of a strudel, okay? A strudel. Because the second you said that,
I don't want to
that
be
was
misconstrued.
Oh my!
I mean, you can eat healthy without spending a ton of money. I eat pretty clean, and I don't spend that much. I spend about the same every single week.
Misconception?
Miscongeniality.
Ah, that's it.
That's it. Got it.
Oh my!
Golden.
Well, sometimes we eat unhealthy, but what is not healthy is relying on your significant other for happiness. We'll talk about that more on later segment on the Morning App.
And now back to the morning app on 90.5 WASU.
90.5 WASU. Welcome back to the morning app. And we just figured out it is
Misconstruing is an actual word, people. I am not stupid. I'm actually smarter.
No. But there's no D. It's misconstruing.
Misconstruing?
Yeah.
There's no T?
There's a T, but you're saying misconstruing. It's misconstruing.
Misconstruing.
That's the problem.
Personally,
All right.
I like congeniality.
Honestly, I like strudel, so.
I like strudels. Two. Plural.
You know what?
All right, well, we are in the back half of our show. It's 8:46, which means it is time.
What is love?
Our relationship segment.
Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. No more.
I would sing, but I'd sound like a dying cat.
I mean, I do
hurt
too, but
people's
we're just making it happen.
He
you know?
goes for it every
my
time.
God.
Every time.
We'll get our transitions better.
All right, well, we kind of touched on this, I think Monday or Friday, about how much of your relationship should actually make you happy. We concluded it was about 25%. It's probably accurate. Maybe not.
For some people.
For some people, it could be. But I have right now some signs that you might be depending too much on your relationship for happiness. So you might be over that 25% mark. Never good to really depend on your partner for anything that you should fulfill yourself, you know. But at the same time, you are a team, so it makes sense as to why they would interpret into your happiness and kind of filter into that. But number one sign that you depend on them too much for your happiness is that you won't socialize without your partner.
Okay. So that
We
I think
know
that's,
couples like that.
I think that's like one big thing. If you're like going out with people, like say you go to the bars or something like that, and you're like talking to your friends, but they're kind of just hanging around and want to socialize with them. They're not doing their own thing. You're talking to somebody else. I think that's kind of a problem that I see with a lot of couples
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
I will say, though, and I am just now learning about this, like being in a new, fresh relationship. When you go to the bar with a bunch of people who are going for a hookup, and then you're going in as a couple, it's hard.
Yeah.
Because you're going in for a completely different reason. Like, we want to go and have fun with our friends and
Yeah.
party and dance and all this stuff. But, like, all these other people who are trying to, like, communicate to each other and talk are trying to hook up with the person they're talking with.
Right.
So it, like, automatically makes you guys, like, guarded off. Like, people, like, won't come up to you as
Yeah.
much. Like, they'll say hey, but they're not going to stay and have a conversation.
Yeah.
Right, because they want to go find somebody to go home with at the end of the night. I
Yes.
totally agree. Like,
So
That's-
sad.
That's
Yeah.
pretty
People
fair.
want to hook up. What?
in college.
That's other things.
Yeah. So, I mean, in certain cases, of course, and I also think it is important to number one, socialize with your
Yeah.
partner, meet his friends, have him meet your friends, have mutual friends, stuff like that. Those are important. But when you literally won't go out to a party without inviting
agree.
them,
Yeah.
that's too much, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, me and my boyfriend have no problem because we're long distance right now, so we never see each other. But yeah, so that's number one key. Second hint is that you no longer know how to be happy on your own. So the second that you are sad, or the second that something goes wrong, you text them and you're searching for that. You know, it's
Yeah.
fine to let them know, like, hey, I've had a bad day, all these things went wrong.
Yeah.
But if you're searching for him or her to make you feel better, that's a problem.
Yeah.
You know, go out with your friends or go do something that you love personally. Do something
Yeah.
that you know makes you happy. Listen to that one song. You know, don't ask him or her for them to make up for your bad day.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very important because if you're so reluctant on them, you know, being your support barrier when you're down, that's just not going to really end well. Because whenever you do, if you break up with them, then what's going to happen then? Who are you going to go to then? Then you're
Right.
going to go
Sad.
to somebody else or go to your other friends.
And
so,
you know what?
Yeah.
I feel like that is the easiest trap to fall into. Because, like, if you think about it, I think a lot of us do it unconsciously.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, you're having a horrible day. The one person you want to talk to is your significant other.
Right. No, and that's totally fine. I think that is completely healthy.
Yeah.
I think it gets unhealthy when
But I think expecting them to make you feel better when you talk to them is the issue.
Yeah.
Because
That's
at the end of the day, if they're having a bad day and they just want to sit and not talk, you need to be able to understand that and communicate that. And I think sometimes we don't. And so then you take offense and it starts a whole argument or something like that. But I think, like, if you're going to call them thinking that they'll make your day better, it shouldn't be an expectation.
Well, if you call me, I'm going to make your day better.
Oh, Oh, get out of here.
I got you. There's nothing I can't do.
Here's one that I know definitely does not affect my relationship is when you get, I read this as tipsy, but it's testy. If you get testy, if you don't hear from them all the time. Me and my boyfriend, I mean, we have opposite schedules. Sometimes we don't get to text each other for 5-6 hours a day, but it's fine because I know he's doing fine, I'm doing fine, we're doing our things, you know? And so like, but you know those couples that are, I mean, we know a couple that is always texting each other. Yes. Always talking to each other, and you're really limiting yourself from being in the moment, you know?
Yeah.
And then, or you'll get uneasy if you're not constantly getting a message, oh, boyfriend, you know?
I completely agree. I have to actually thank an ex-boyfriend for that. I think because of my high school sweetheart, he hated texting.
Oh, okay.
And in high school, that's like when you're like nonstop.
When you're on the phone, yeah.
So he actually was like, I would rather us not talk all day long and then talk for hours at night before we go to bed. Because then we actually have something to talk about. We can live our whole day separately and then talk about it later together. Whereas if I'm taking every 10 minutes to text my boyfriend, I'm probably not going to experience half the things I would experience if I'm actually living in the moment.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have as much to talk to when I want to call him at night.
Yeah.
And half the time the argument comes from texting because you're misunderstanding what you're... That's a whole nother conversation.
I would say we only get to send maybe 10, 15 tops a day text to each other. Which, when you think about it, sure, that's probably
a good amount,
few
too,
an hour, but maybe it's like 5 back and forth here and then 5 back and forth there. But then there's hours in between, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that that's a good one. And the last one that I just really want to hit on, because I think it's important, especially at our age right now where, I mean, we're about to graduate. We have the whole world in front of us.
Not me.
Well, sorry, Josh.
Except Josh.
You will soon.
Except Josh.
But whatever path we take is going to impact us and kind of maybe for the rest of our lives. You never know. But honestly, you have a lot of doors open right now. And I think that you are going to rely on your partner for happiness if you make every single choice with your partner in mind.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's good if you're in a committed relationship to gauge their opinion on something, or yes, you want to take them into consideration, especially if it's serious and you see it moving forward to a life partner. But at the end of the day, man,
it's your decision.
It's your decision.
Yeah.
You know, that's so funny. I was in New York recently, and I was around an actress, and I just asked her opinion. I said, you know, as somebody in the industry, how do you handle making decisions about moving consistently? Because you move where the job is. You don't really have the job come to you. And it's like, do you base your decision on your significant other?
Yeah.
And I've gotten 50-50. Half the people I've talked to about it is like, at the end of the day, when you come home, your job's gone. Who do you want there?
Yeah.
The people who actually support you are the most important. Your career can change all the time, but the people at the end of the day that are your support system, that's how you need to make your decision. And then other people are like, you know what? Like, why would you give up your dream for somebody?
Well, I think it's very dependent, too. I think it's also dependent on how serious the relationship is, too. But, you know, making big decisions, you definitely want to keep your partner in mind. Making every single little decision, should I go to dinner with my friend? No, go to dinner with your friend. Don't ask your boyfriend, you know?
Yeah.
That's, you know, something to consider, too, is what's the level of decision-making that's happening.
If you're traveling a lot, just get a mobile home. Travel across the country with your significant other.
Okay, but
that's the solution right there. Wow.
Do you know how much it costs to move a mobile home? Are you talking RV or are you talking...
A mobile home is...
You can't just move it all the time.
You're also forgetting about the fact that maybe your significant other has a job that stays in one place.
Yeah, they can't just follow you.
A mobile home.
Josh.
I'm crying.
Take the job with you. I don't know.
I love it.
All right. Man, I'm glad you're not graduating.
You need another year here. Just kidding, Josh. We love you. That is all we have for you today on the Morning App. Join us Friday morning at 8 a.m. with Dovidas.